Ever since I was a young boy, I've always wondered what it would be like to be a goose, to terrorize unsuspecting victims by stealing all their things and honking at them. Well, today that dream became a reality with Untitled Goose Game. With 25 trophies to collect, we begin by honking our way out of a bush, learning the basic controls as we make our way out of my trash-filled little habitat. Swimming across a lake, I come across a garden. Here I get given a list of tasks I must complete before I can advance to the next area. This list includes things like stealing the groundskeeper's items and just being a general menace. So first and foremost, I need to find a way to get into the garden. I find a nearby tap to turn on the gardener's sprinkler, which at the same time gets the gardener wet, ticking the first item off the list. The gardener races out to turn the tap off, allowing me to sneak inside. After causing a bit of chaos, while the gardener is distracted cleaning up my mess, I quickly steal his keys. Following him back inside, I still need to find a way to make him wear a sun hat, drag a rake into the lake, and then grab all the items to set up a picnic. After quickly grabbing a few of the items for the picnic, including a carrot and a pumpkin, I then rip the gardener's flower out of the ground, and as he gets down to replant it, I swoop in and steal his hat. However, I'm unable to escape as he chases me down. This time he doesn't notice as I pinch it off his head, dropping it into his bushes so he can't find it. So unable to find his hat, he goes over and puts on his sun hat. Now while I'm here, I grab his rake and drag it into the lake. With 5 of the 6 tasks complete, we get given the final task to unlock the next area, which is to make the gardener hammer his thumb. I return to find him setting up a no geese sign. So making sure to honk as he's just about to hit it causes him to hammer his thumb. While in so much pain, he falls through the gate, giving me access to the next area. But I need to complete the final task before I can head through. As I'm running around, I realise I was stacking the picnic items in the wrong area. So moving everything to the actual picnic blanket and grabbing the final items being the thermos, a jar of jam, and finally the radio, which is loud AF and causes the gardener to chase me. But I sneak it out and complete the picnic, unlocking the garden trophy for completing the garden to-do list. After this, I struggle to roll one of the cabbages from the garden over to the picnic blanket to earn the yummy trophy. Now heading through the gardener's gate, I arrive at High Street. Here we have a couple more people to terrorise. A little boy who scares easily, and an old lady running a little market outside her house. So checking the to-do list for this area, I untie the boy's shoe, and when he kneels down to tie it back up, I quickly grab his glasses. Then I sneak into the market to steal a pair of glasses, giving them to the boy to complete the first task for making him wear the wrong glasses. Then, as I'm putting more of the required items into the basket, the old lady catches me and starts taking them back out. So needing to drag the basket away where she can't see it, I steal the rest of the items and complete the go shopping task. Next, I need to trap the boy inside the phone booth. I tried luring him in with walkie-talkies, but that didn't work. So while trying to figure out the next step, I get into a fight with the shopkeeper and break her broom. Another task requires me to see myself on TV, so I manage to draw the man outside and sneak into the TV store. But the man very quickly kicks me out. Turning my attention back to the boy, I honk at him until he's so scared he hides inside the phone booth. The boy rings the man inside the TV store for help, which lures him outside, allowing me to sneak in and flick a little red switch, completing the get on TV task. And since that was our 5th task completed, once again we get our new task to unlock the next area. needing to trap the shopkeeper in a garage. But first, I need to make someone buy back their own stuff. I steal the little boy's toy airplane and try to give it to the TV man, but he doesn't want it. So this time, I drop the toy at the old lady's market. She likes what she sees and puts it up for sale. The little boy notices his plane and tries to take it back. He tells her it was his, but she doesn't care and forces him to pay for it. It's now time to lock the lady in her garage, so I lure her in with a stolen toy, quickly shutting the door behind me and unlocking the High Street trophy for completing the High Street to-do list. Needing to go around the back way, she opens up the side gate, allowing us to get to the next area. But I'm not done here yet. As I relocate the little boy, luring him over to a big puddle, I untie his shoelace and make him trip over to unlock the ghastly trophy. Next up, I need to open up an umbrella inside the TV store, so luring the TV man outside once again, I steal an umbrella from the market and open it inside the shop for the unlucky trophy. After this, I trap the shopkeeper in the garage again, allowing me to stack a bunch of fruits onto the scale, which makes the scales ding and I unlock the noisy trophy. Then to unlock the dreadful trophy, this time I need to lock the young boy in the garage. And finally, for the High Street area, I head back to the garden and steal one of the gardener's tools, bringing it to the shopkeeper in High Street, making the gardener buy it back for the devious trophy. Finally finished with High Street, I head through the gate and arrive at the back gardens, where we now must mess with a couple of neighbours. I check the to-do list before getting to work, taking a little bit of time to familiarise myself with the area. I then steal the lady's vase and bring it over to the neighbour. He immediately picks it up and throws it back over the fence. The vase smashes and we complete the first task. Then back in the lady's yard, when the old man sits down to sip his tea, I ring the giant bell, causing him to spit it out. The next task requires me to drag this goose statue out of the way, so the lady thinks that I'm the statue and dresses me in a red ribbon. Sprinting back to the unsuspecting old man, I need to steal all the items on his table while he's not looking, and bring them over to the lady's statue, so she can use the items to dress it up. The final two tasks are for me to steal the old man's slippers so he's barefoot, and then wash a bunch of clothing items. Grabbing a bar of soap to wash the clothes, I drop it in the old man's little pond. Stealing the slippers is pretty straightforward. I steal the first one while he's sipping his tea, and I steal the second while he's reading the newspaper. And successfully making the man go barefoot, I unlock the final task, needing to make someone prune a prize rose. The old man then angrily sets up a no geese sign, allowing me to drag the rose near the lady's hedge. However, the old man then notices the items in his pond and starts chucking them back over the fence, and no amount of honking will make him stop. So making sure to sneak all the items in undetected, I complete the washing task. Now I move the prized rose into position, then ruffle up the lady's squirrel hedge. She gets annoyed and tries to prune the hedge to fix it up, before accidentally chopping the rose, which unlocks the back garden's trophy for completing this area's to-do list. They get into a fight before the old man notices the red ribbon on his side of the fence. Throwing it back over, I make sure to catch it in midair for the careful trophy. Now before heading into the final area, I spot some soccer goals. Making my way back to High Street to steal the kids' soccer ball, I bring it all the way back here and score a goal for the trophy Nimble. Now I smash my way through to the next area. However, it's guarded by security, so I need to get creative. I notice one of the workers bringing boxes into the pub, so I hide in one of those boxes until the worker picks me up and takes me inside. When no one is looking, I bust out of the box to continue my reign of terror, making sure to mess up the joint a little bit. I then go over the to-do list. Finding another old man playing darts, I need to honk at him right before he throws, making him accidentally throw the dart too hard and break the dartboard. I also need to make the old man fall on his bum, so when he sits down to play the harmonica, I honk at him a few times, but it doesn't work. I then try to steal his seat as he goes to sit down, but he's pretty switched on and doesn't fall for it. So trying to pull it out at the last second, I do this a good 20 or 30 times before I give up for now and come back later. Instead, I go and put on a performance for these girls and they reward me with a flower. Now I need to get a bunch of items from up on the deck. However, there's a waitress constantly wandering around up here and will chase me out if she sees me. Thankfully, we can hide under the tables, making her completely forget that I'm here. While grabbing the items I need to set the table, I find a sink with a toy boat in it. Turning on the tap, the water fills up and allows me to grab the boat to complete a task. Getting the rest of the items to set the table, I then try to complete the task of dropping a pint glass into the canal, but I accidentally drop and smash both pint glasses, leaving me unable to complete it. So I'm left with no choice but to make the old man fall on his bum, which after a few more attempts, I finally complete after pulling the chair out earlier rather than later. Emotions got the better of me as I get in his face. Now the final task is to drop a bucket on the security guard's head. To do this, after noticing a bucket on the ledge above a box of tomatoes, I scatter the tomatoes around. Then try to lure the burly man into the back room. However, he's more agile than I thought and kicks me out of the pub. Sneaking back in, this time I successfully lure him into the back and drop the bucket onto his head. He accidentally falls into the tomatoes and gets it all over his bum. Throwing the squished tomatoes into the trash, he leaves the bin lid open, allowing me to get out over the back fence. But before I leave, I refill the sink and grab the toy boat once more. Taking it out the front of the pub, I drop it into the water and sail it under the bridge to unlock the lovely trophy. Returning to the back of the pub, I jump the fence and reach the final area, which is a tiny model replica of the entire village. So making my way through the mini town until I find a mini church. I rip the church apart and a small bell comes loose. Now on the to-do list, I must bring the bell all the way back to my home. Needing to move slowly because if I move too fast, it starts ringing. And for some reason, the people of this town really don't want me to have this bell. And they constantly try and take it from me. But against all odds, I make it back home, where I find a little pit of bells. So adding this one to my collection, I complete the game and unlock the thank you for playing our video game trophy. However, I'm not done yet, as there are still a few trophies I need to collect for the platinum. The first of which, I need to go to the back gardens and get dressed in the red ribbon. Then return to the pub, where I need to perform for the ladies once again while wearing the ribbon, which unlocks the elegant trophy. Then while I'm here, I need to steal the old man's beanie for the cheeky trophy. Once I'm done at the pub, I need to drag the box used to sneak inside the pub all the way to the back gardens. Hiding inside it, the man will grab the box and throw it with me inside over the fence, earning the intrepid trophy. Next, I must grab the main flower from each area. And bring them all to a basket near a well. And once all 5 flowers are in the basket, I get the beautiful trophy. With all of the easier stuff now out of the way, it's time for the final trophies, the speedrun trophies. Needing to complete all main tasks in each area in under 6 minutes. Starting with the garden, it proved a lot harder than I anticipated. With nothing going to plan the first few attempts. Mainly the gardener refusing to wear his sun hat. But on what was about the 7th or 8th attempt, with under a minute to go, all I needed to finish was setting up the picnic. Thinking the radio was the last item, I dropped it on the blanket, but I realised I haven't got the picnic basket. The gardener is strolling over to grab the radio as I'm dragging the picnic basket across. And with a millisecond to spare, I get the basket over the line and unlock the Garden Quickly trophy. Now it's time for High Street, which is a lot easier as I finished the speedrun on my first attempt for the High Street Quickly trophy. Now making my way to the back gardens, my first few attempts didn't have much strategy and the 2 neighbours kept foiling my plans. So taking the time to study their movements and timing my runs tightly. With less than a minute to go, I make a mad dash across the yards, only needing to steal his second slipper. I thought it was another fail as he sees the ribbon on me and wants to throw it back over the fence. But with seconds left, I steal his slipper and unlock the back gardens quickly trophy. What are you doing? Stop looking at it! Drink it! Yes! Now for the final area, the pub, which has 2 trophies left as I never got the first one for completing all the tasks. I failed the first time once again due to accidentally breaking both pint glasses. What are you doing? Oh. But the second try, after completing all the other tasks, I grabbed the pint glass. Run! And once again with seconds remaining, I dropped the pint into the canal to unlock the Pub Quickly trophy, along with the pub trophy and the A Secret Prize Platinum trophy for Untitled Goose Game. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and let me know down in the comments which games you'd like to see me platinum next.